Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Redeemed Marriage Podcast, and Happy New Year. We're so glad to be back with you, and we are going to be doing something a little special, a little different today on today's podcast, something that we really have always wanted to do and just haven't really found the right time, but we've been off for a couple of weeks, celebrating Christmas, celebrating New Year's, and it is time to kick off 2025. And so one of the things that we have always wanted to do is during a podcast episode is to just share really all of our resources, what the Redeemed Marriage is all about and what we can offer to our listeners. And so we wanted to have something in one spot that just kind of gave details, kind of gave all the information that we want our listeners to have. And so what better time than today, starting off 2025. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break this particular episode down into sections so that you can get a really good idea of all of the resources that we have to offer you in making 2025 the best year of marriage that you've ever experienced. All right, so let's get started. Here we go. All right, guys, so as we jump into the different resources that we have to offer, one of the things that we want to make sure that you understand is that we have a really, really cool website that is constantly being updated. The website is theredeemedmarriage.com. And you can go there and you can get all of these different resources. A lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today, they are up on the website. It gives you more information, but a lot of it is still a work in progress. We actually, during the holidays, gave our webmaster, we gave him a lot of information. So he's still trying to put a lot of the stuff up. But we want you to know that if you listen to this and you're still confused or you can't find a place where you can get the correct information about whatever resource you're looking for, you can always go to the drop-down menu. There is a drop-down menu up at the top, and one of the options is just for you to contact us. There's a contact form that you can fill out. And so if you miss something in this episode or you're not really sure, just use that form and we read all of them. So we'll be able to get the right information to you and get it probably in a more concise and easy to read form. So make sure you use that, theredeemedmarriage.com. Use our contact form to communicate with us throughout the year. Okay, so how about we just start right here and talk about our podcast for just a few minutes. Look, you guys, you're familiar with our podcast, or you've at least found us because you are listening to this podcast. But here's what we want you to know about our podcast. The podcast, we do a new podcast every Monday. We rarely take breaks. We try to do it every single week out of the year. There are occasional times where we're traveling, doing some different things. It's holidays, different stuff like that. We'll try to provide you with maybe a replay or one of our favorites or one of your favorites. But a lot of people ask us, is this a podcast that's just about infidelity, brokenness, that type of thing because of our story of infidelity? The answer is yes and no. We obviously weave our story into the majority of our podcast episodes. So there's a lot about the road to redemption. However, we also want to be a podcast that every marriage can tune into and get some really good encouragement and advice. So there's lots and lots of good general marriage topics throughout the year that you'll be able to find. Now, here's a really cool thing. On our website, theredeemedmarriage.com, you can go to the podcast page because you can actually listen to our podcast from the website. But there is a search bar, and you can search for keywords. You can search for specific topics, for specific ideas that you want to look up, and it will show you every episode that has to do with that topic. So, for instance, if you're struggling with triggers, then you type in triggers, and it will give you all of them. If you want to know about trust, type in trust, and it'll give you all of those podcast episodes. It is a great resource. So you can listen to, we have almost 200 episodes that we have produced over the last 3 years. So you can go there to our website. You can listen to all of them, but you can also listen to our podcast on every podcast platform that's out there. So if you're an Apple Podcast listener, if you're a Spotify listener, if you want to listen on YouTube, you can go to YouTube. There's also lots of smaller podcast platforms that so many of you like. Go there and listen. But here's the one thing that we would ask of you. Please use the follow or subscribe button, whatever your podcast app uses. Use the follow and subscribe so that every Monday you get our podcast delivered directly to you. So you won't forget about it, and you'll have it right there in your queue. It's ready to listen to. You will never miss an episode. And also that follow and subscribe, it really, really helps us to be able to get our podcast in front of more people and more listeners. And so that's your way of helping us. Another way that you can help us is to rate or review, depending on your podcast platform. Apple Podcasts will allow you to do a 5-star rating. It'll also allow you to write a little review. Those things are tremendously helpful to us because it gets our stuff, our information in front of more people. On Spotify, I believe you can just do a 5-star rating. I don't think there's a place for a review, but we would encourage you to do that. The reason for that, some of you maybe, we had somebody at church last week saying, man, y'all have so many listeners. I bet you've got sponsors all over asking for spots on your podcast. Well, this podcast is completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. It does cost us to produce it, but we are giving this to you as a gift. We want you guys to be encouraged by our story, the things that we've learned, and so it is completely free to you. We don't have sponsors. We really don't like sponsors taking up the time and the space in our podcast. Who knows what will happen in the future, but that's just the reality of it right now. And so we're not asking you to go out there and rate and review and follow us and subscribe because we're getting something out of it. It is really just so our message can get in front of more people. So we ask you to do that. There's no kickback to us. We don't make any money off of our podcast at all. And so we just want you to know that. So please keep listening and share this with other marriages. It is okay for you to share a marriage podcast with other marriages. Be a good friend. Give the gift of podcast to somebody else. Okay, let's talk for just a minute about our marriage coaching. This is the most effective resource that we have. It is our favorite thing to do. It is the bread and butter behind everything at the Redeemed Marriage. And so in 2024, we actually had the opportunity to do marriage coaching and journey through our marriage coaching program with 32 couples, and it was incredible. So a lot of people ask, they're like, what is this? What is the structure? How does it work? So the structure is basically you meet with us. You and your spouse get a chance to meet with me and Heather. A lot of people say, oh, is this y'all meeting with us? Do you have other couples? No, it is just us. We are meeting with you, and we are journeying with you through this marriage coaching program. And the way we do it is through Zoom calls, because not all of you live in our hometown. There are some of you that we have the privilege of meeting with individually and face-to-face, but for the most part, 99% is you people are scattered all over the country. And so that's the beauty of this Zoom call. So you have a chance to sign up for a 1-hour Zoom call, and we meet and we talk about certain topics and just journey with you where you are in your marriage. These are usually done in the evenings. People ask that a lot of times. We have usually 2 time slots blocked off every evening that we can do Monday through Thursday. There's some dates, obviously, that we can't do because we have prior obligations, but that's how it works. So the way it works for you is you sign up for an initial session that is completely free. It is a 45-minute session that we get a chance to just hear your story and learn about you and your spouse. And so just the 4 of us sitting there together, listening, We'll give some advice, some comments. We'll ask lots of questions, but it is a ton of fun. Honestly, is one of my favorite things that we do is that initial session. And then if we feel like we're a good fit for you guys, you feel like you're a good fit for us, then we have you commit to 4 sessions, and you can pay for those as a package. And all of that is listed on our website, so you can go to the marriage coaching page and see that. And here's another thing that people ask us all the time. Do you have to be in some sort of a crisis mode? Absolutely not. A lot of people are attracted to us because of that and because of our story matching and being very similar to theirs. But you don't have to be in a crisis mode. We are actually meeting with a couple. We started back in December, meeting with a couple that they just said, we're just tired of fighting all the time. We're not in a crisis. There's not been infidelity, pornography, betrayal, anything like that. We just have had a lot of we're just roommates and we fight all the time. Can you help us through that? And we have loved journeying with them through that. So you don't have to be in crisis mode. Now, how do you sign up? Well, we can't just share our booking link, our Calendly link with everybody, with the world, because then it would just completely fill up with people wanting this free initial session. So if you're interested, you go to our website, and on our marriage coaching page, there is a button that says Next Steps. I want to take the next step. And basically all you're doing is you're filling out this short little form that tells us I am interested in marriage coaching. And then that prompts us to reach back out to you and send you the link to our booking calendar and a little more information so that you're aware of the cost and all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing I want you to know. We fill up really, really fast. Right now, our booking calendar is open from now through spring break, so early March, and there are already I'm gonna say probably about 30 of our time slots have already been booked up. So don't wait, don't miss out on this. We still have space, and we'll make some more space if we need to, but don't miss out on this opportunity. We would love the chance to journey with you through marriage coaching. All right, we also want you guys to know about our retreats. We did 2 retreats in 2024, and for 2025, we have 3 retreats that are scheduled. Now, these are our retreats. These are the retreats that we put on, and then so we kind of set all of the details and put that out for everybody, and we have people that can sign up for that. These are very intimate retreats, okay? So this is not like this large group setting where, there's hundreds of people and we're up on a stage talking. These are our retreats that are a very small number of couples that join us. So for this year, we have 3 retreats. We have 2 in Atlanta, and one of them is March 17th through the 19th. That's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then also March 21st through the 23rd, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is already filled up. But for those particular retreats, there are 3 couples that we have room for, plus us. So that's how intimate and how valuable this time is. So basically, just to give you a little bit of a structure, I'll tell you that for the Atlanta retreats, like for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you would come in on Friday evening. We would have dinner together. All meals are included. We would have dinner together Friday evening, and then we would have a session Friday night. And then Saturday, we would have 2 sessions in the morning, and Saturday afternoon, we have specific times that each couple gets an hour to meet with just us. So some one-on-one time, which is incredible. The rest of the afternoon, you're spent just enjoying the property where we are in Atlanta. And then that evening, we have dinner again, another session, and we wrap up on Sunday morning with a session and lunch as you leave. So same thing for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And those particular retreats for 2025 are $1,200. So that includes your meals and your lodging and any materials that are involved. It does not include your travel there. You have to actually get there. So some of the things though that our Atlanta campus has, it's a great little guest house. So the three couples stay in this guest house together. Everybody has their own room, their own bathroom, but it's a great time of even connecting with other couples. But you also have pickleball, four-wheelers, fishing. There's about 200 acres that you can do hiking. It is an unbelievable setting, and you don't want to miss that. Now, our brand new retreat for 2025 is Whitefish, Montana. And in Whitefish, Montana, it's a little bit longer retreat, so it'll actually be September the 28th through October the 2nd. And that's coming in on a Sunday and leaving on a Thursday. And so that one, we actually have room for 4 couples with the potential of adding 4 more couples if we need to. And so for that particular retreat, it's $2,800, and you would arrive on Sunday, and then we have basically all of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leaving on Thursday after some Thursday morning events. But this is an incredible opportunity to be in one of the most beautiful places that we've ever been to. Some of our meals are actually, there's a chef on site, and it's the most amazing food you've ever had in your life. There's tons of stuff to do. There's actually a golf course, a little small golf course on the property, tons of hiking, boating, kayaks, all the fun stuff. And you're also within driving distance, because we're going to give the afternoons off. You're within driving distance of Whitefish, the city, which is incredible, but also Glacier National Park. So there's plenty of stuff to do there, and it is an unbelievable experience that you don't want to miss. So for that one, if you are interested, there is actually a drop-down menu that says Retreat Inquiry, and you can fill out that form and send it to us, and we will make sure that you have all of the information. Those spots are filling up really fast. You need to get on it. You need to get your deposit in so that we can save your spot. So don't miss out on a 2025 retreat. Brand new for 2025 will be our marriage intensives. You guys know, if you've listened to us for any amount of time, a marriage intensive is basically what saved our marriage. We had an opportunity to go to a marriage intensive over in Rome, Georgia, and we have been encouraged over the last year to offer our own marriage intensives. And so we're going to do that in 2025. We have 2 locations. One is our Atlanta, Georgia location, the same place where we do our retreat, and the other will be in Seaside, Florida, which is down in the 30A. For some of you that are familiar with that area, we have a house there that we're able to use. So for that, it is just one couple and us. It is a one-on-one time for 2 days of intense being together, learning your story, working through issues. It's going to be an incredible, life-changing, marriage-changing experience for you and your spouse. So the idea there is you come in on a Thursday evening, and we spend all day Friday and all day Saturday together, and then leave on Sunday. So the way that you guys, because that information is still in the process of getting up on the website, if you're interested, fill out our contact form, tell us that you're interested, and we'll send you some details, because basically what needs to happen is we need to decide on a weekend during 2025 that you guys can meet, and that we can meet, and then we make sure that our properties are available for that weekend, and we set it, and we're off and running. So make sure you book us to use the contact form so that we can start booking the date, and also give you the cost of that information directly to you. One of the cool programs that we started in 2024 was our monthly marriage mentoring program. Now, this is just for couples that have been through our marriage coaching program. We wanted an opportunity to continue a relationship, continue growth with those couples, and so we launched them straight into this monthly marriage mentoring program. Now, we've been through lots and lots of marriage coaching, and not everyone has signed up for our monthly mentoring program. So we want to encourage you, if you've been through our coaching program, or if you're going through that in 2025, we would love for you to be a part of our marriage mentoring. So basically how that works is it is a monthly membership fee, but you get a discount if you sign up for the entire year. Otherwise, you'll just be drafted for the monthly fee. And so these are the things that you get. It is a really cool thing. First of all, on the last Wednesday of every month, we all get on a Zoom call together. It's our community Zoom call. It is so much fun. It's like a family reunion. And the cool thing is watching some of these other couples begin to have some relationships with each other. And so we spend about 30 minutes where we do a teaching for that night. And then the last 30 minutes, we give an opportunity for questions, people to give their own input into the topic that we're talking about. And so it just starting to build some community, and it's been really fun to see. Now, the thing that we're adding for 2025, because everybody enjoyed that session so much, we're actually adding another community Zoom call. So halfway through the month on a Sunday evening, we're actually going to have what we're calling our Q&A session, and we're going to allow our the group to send in questions to us. And before the community Zoom call, we're going to actually present that question to the members of the group so that they'll know what the question is. And then we'll come back on that Sunday night, we'll address the question, and we'll actually allow the members of the group to give input and in helping to answer the question. So we're all learning together. It's an incredible opportunity to be with other couples that are fighting for their marriage and also committing to having the best marriage that they possibly can. And then the other benefits of the group is that you get personal access to me and Heather. We set up a group in Voxer that is me, Heather, and each spouse, so that if you have questions or prayer requests or needs throughout the month, you just reach out, and we're able to respond to those when we have the opportunity, and we just continue our relationship and dialogue throughout the year. The other thing is that we offer half-price follow-up coaching sessions to anyone in this group. So a follow-up coaching session is normally a $70 session, but instead you get a half-price session because you're a part of this group, and you can take those and use those anytime you want to. The other thing, this is a huge benefit, is that you get the first and early notice of any events that we have. So any retreats, you get a chance to sign up first. Anything that we're doing outside of our normal where we present it to the public, you're going to know about it first before we actually offer it to the public, and you get a chance to sign up. So a great opportunity to continue our relationship with those that have been through marriage coaching, so don't miss out on that. One of the things that we're really trying to start doing more of in 2025 are speaking engagements and conferences. Now, here's the deal. These are not really up to us. All of this is really up to you. This is where if you are a part of a church and you're listening and you're like, oh, we'd love to do something to encourage marriages in our church, let's get Rusty and Heather to come and speak. That's what this is about. So there's actually a drop-down menu where you can fill out a speaking engagement form that kind of tells us what you're looking for, what kind of event it is, that sort of information that we can get, and then we can get back with you and start booking that. So if you're a part of a church, maybe you're a church staff member, maybe you're just a regular church member, but you're like, hey, I want to see other marriages in my church grow, and so I'm going to give this as an opportunity to present this to my church. Please do that, because we would love to come to your location. We want to come to your town and have a marriage conference, a marriage date night, whatever it might be. So, for instance, we have 2 coming up in February. This information hasn't really gone out publicly yet, so when we get that, we'll make sure that it goes out. But Lake Placid, Florida, is having us to come in for a one-day conference. They're going to have their conference center rented out for the day, and we'll be there on February 15th for the entire day doing a marriage conference. Another example of this would be the very next weekend on February the 21st. There's a local church in Jackson, Mississippi, that's having a Friday night date night, and they're offering childcare so their people can go out on a date, and then they come back and they'll get to spend some time with us, and we'll get a chance to share with all of the participants of that night. So just another way that you can be proactive in growing your marriage and helping other marriages as they grow as well. Because it's the start of the new year, we are also right on the doorstep of our February prayer challenge. So we started this a couple of years ago, just hoping that we would have the opportunity to pray for marriages specifically around the world. And it blew up and took off. And last year, I think we ended up somewhere close to 150 couples that we were praying for during the month of February. So in February, our church does a prayer challenge that is pray for one thing for 1 minute at 1 o'clock every day. Well, we took that a step further, and we offered these time slots for our followers and our listeners to basically sign up for a 15-minute time slot for us to pray for you. Now, you don't have to be there. You're not supposed to be there. You're not going to be present. All you're doing is filling out this form or filling out the Calendly link that signs you up for a specific date and time in February, and you get a chance to tell your name, your spouse's name, and a very specific, if you're able to and you want to, request. Nobody else is going to hear that, but we want to pray specifically for you and whatever situation it is. So throughout this month, you're going to find an opportunity. It's not up there yet, I don't think, but it might be up this week at some point. But you'll have up at the top of our website, there'll be a banner that you can click on, and it'll take you directly to the link where you can sign up for the prayer challenge so that we can pray specifically for you. Please don't miss that opportunity. It is our honor and our joy to connect with you by praying for you. And you don't have to do anything except tell us what we can pray for. That's it. We want to pray for you. Okay, last thing, and this is what I'm going to call our miscellaneous section, because it's just some kind of free stuff and things that we really want you to be involved with throughout the year, and it's a great way to invest in your marriage. First of all, make sure you're on our email list. If you haven't done that, go to our website, and at the very bottom, you can just sign up directly for our email list. If you request information in different parts of our website, you'll also be signed up that way. But you don't want to miss that, because we send out periodic emails that are updates and updates to things that we've been talking about today, but also it's just a way for us to encourage you throughout the year. And so you'll get some periodic emails from us, and we want to make sure that you're on that list. Now, we also do free resources throughout the year. These are so much fun, and you'll find these as pop-ups on our website, and you'll also find them as banners at the top of our website. So some things that we've done in the past are our 12 Dates of Christmas, which is a free download that you can get at that time of the year. There's also been we've done a prayer guide, how you can pray for your spouse. It's something that you can download, keep on your phone, or you can print it out, hang it on your bathroom mirror, however you want to do that. There's also been a daily checklist for a healthy marriage. So those are just some of the things that we've done throughout the year. If you're on our email list, you're going to get reminders when we have these free resources. But you can also just check our website periodically. You'll see a banner up at the top, and it's going to have the free resource that's available for that particular time. Also, we're going to try again to continue doing these Cafezinho events, which are just large group, free. You sign up for a Zoom meeting, and you get on with us with a whole bunch of other people, and they'll have different themes that will talk about different stuff. We did one this past summer. It was actually in August, and it was awesome. There were people literally from all over the world that tuned in, and we got a chance to do a short teaching and then just engage with our listeners and followers. So Cafezinho is something to be looking forward to throughout the year. YouTube, if you're not following and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. The more subscribers we have there, the more likely we are to include videos and take the time to actually use that resource. So go to our YouTube page. You can watch our podcast live on there, and you can also see other videos that we post from time to time. Last thing is, please make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And don't just follow us, but interact with us. When you interact with us, it makes our stuff get into your feed more often. And so you don't miss things. And we try, especially on Facebook, we try to do a daily post that will encourage you in some way, challenge you in your marriage. And then on Instagram, we have a ton of fun with videos and pictures. So make sure that you follow that as well. Hey, 2025, that is the year for you to invest in your marriage. And here are a ton of resources to help you with that. All right, we'll be back with a normal podcast episode next week. Heather and I will both be joining you, and we can't wait to journey with you in 2025. Peace.